Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Porter. I am one of the instructors in the bioengineering department at UT Dallas. Specifically, I focus on our introduction to bioengineering. I'm also one of our living learning community coordinators, along with Dr. Myers and Dr. Kubra, who are also on the call. So they will also, there they are, say hi. Um, so this is the first of 3 different events that we have planned for you to help kind of introduce you to who we are, to introduce you to the university and our department, and hopefully make your transition from either high school or from whatever other college you may be coming from or anything like that easier in coming and joining us. And to make it so you know who to come contact if you have any questions. So I do want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank all of our panelists, or not panelists, but our speakers who are going to be speaking tonight as well. We do have a few kind of basic requests just to keep things running smoothly tonight. If you don't mind, if you can mute yourselves and turn off your cameras to our guests unless you are speaking, that'll just kind of help save on some of the confusion. If you do have a question, please feel free to use the chat or raise your hand. If you look at the top of your screen, I think above all the pictures, you should see a little, looks like a chat bubble with a couple lines in it, and that'll show your conversation. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to type them in there. Immediately next to that icon is a smiley face with a hand up. If you raise a hand, we'll see it. And if you don't mind, please hold your questions until our speakers finish. That way we just keep on the train of thought. I know for me, I get easily distracted, so saving it to the end helps. I would like to reemphasize that this welcome event doesn't take place of any of the orientations that you may have been requested to do for the school. And then finally, we are recording the event, so anyone who couldn't make it can watch the video afterwards. So be aware if you don't want to have yourself on the video, keep yourself muted. Don't turn on your microphone. You can type in the chat. That won't show up in the video. We'll just read the questions from there without saying anybody's names. With that, I would like to go ahead and get started with our welcome and turn it over to our department head, who is an amazingly successful researcher and a really good teacher. So welcome with Dr. Shalini Prasad.
Thank you very much, Ben. So it is my pleasure to welcome you all. Although this is a virtual event, the very first event which we hope you're having as a bioengineering comet, as you start your comet journey here with us at UT Dallas. As Dr. Porter mentioned, I am Shalini Prasad, professor and department head of bioengineering, and I'm really excited to welcome you all. Dr. Porter, Dr. Myers, and Dr. Kubroy are the 3 you will see in your first year here with us as an undergraduate student. However, the department is your home, and there are a number of us. There are 18 of us, tenure track faculty, which means we are the faculty who do research. In that beautiful building behind me is where our labs are mostly situated. We hope to welcome you into these labs, and you can get to experience the research enterprise that is bioengineering, and we get to participate because we know that 70% of our bioengineering undergraduates do some form of research through their time here as an undergraduate student. Today, you'll hear more about student life, how you can engage with the department, and no, we are not scary, and no, we do not bite. And we are very excited to hear from you, hear your questions, and really get to know. So this is giving a face to the department, getting to know us. And while Dr. Walker's office is the one which advises you on classes, we are where you get to understand what the various subfields of bioengineering are, how your career can shape. And we want to work with you with that from day one. So the department, I can tell you great things about our department. I can tell you we are the top ranked bioengineering program in North Texas. I can tell you we're the 3rd largest bioengineering program in the country, but numbers don't matter. It is you, the people, who are going to shape bioengineering and the bioengineering of future. What I'm really excited about is that we get to see each other in person this fall, and you can actually see the beautiful buildings and the beautiful research facilities and meet friends, meet colleagues, and meet us in person. So as we get to talk more about that today, it's my privilege and honor to welcome the Dean of the Eric Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science, the 5th Dean. That's Dean Stephanie Adams. She's a big proponent of STEM and inclusion of all in engineering. And it is my honor to turn it over to Dean Adams.
Thanks, Shalini. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bioengineering first year welcome. This is really exciting time for you in your life as you're about to embark on your collegiate experience. And we're really delighted that you chose UT Dallas to study. The faculty have heard me say this before, but many, many years ago, and I'm not ashamed to tell you when. So about this time in 1983, so about 30, what is it, 8 years ago, my brain is working, 38 years ago, I was like you, starting college, and actually I was starting in biomedical engineering. Now I actually, well, that's not true. I started in chemical engineering because I wanted to be a bioengineer, and the school that I chose didn't have bioengineering. So you either went chemical or mechanical. But my goal was to become a biomedical engineer and develop artificial knees because I injured my knee playing sports. And lo and behold, 2 years ago, I had to get a new knee. So the work that you all are going to embark on as students, and hopefully many of you will go to graduate school, is really critical to our society, because as people get older, we need new body parts and new technologies that look at the interface between engineering and medicine. And that's exactly where bioengineering sits. And everything you read talks about people are living longer. We've been, more active in our early years. So in our later years, we need advances, and we need cures to illnesses and ailments, and we need new technology. So every time I go to get an x-ray, I'm fascinated about how far x-rays have come, because it used to be you actually got your x-ray on a film, and you had to wait days for the doctor to get the x-ray, to call you and tell you to come back so they can look at the x-ray. And now it's just all, I mean, it's so seamless, right? I mean, they don't even have the little tray anymore. They just take the picture on the screen, and you go down the hall, and in 5 seconds, the doctor goes, "Oh yeah, I see you broke your, this bone or that bone." So it's really an exciting time in bioengineering. And I like to tell young people that the jobs that many of you are going to pursue have not even been created yet. All right, so we're gonna teach you how to think. We're gonna teach you how to apply what you've learned in a variety of settings, and we're gonna get you ready for what comes next. But almost anybody you talk to is probably not doing the thing that they thought they were gonna do when they started college, or better yet, when they graduated from college. So it's really about preparing you to think in a systematic way and to make advances wherever you can. And I think you're coming to the right institution at the right time. I'll just say a little bit more, and then I'll turn it back over to the team. But when I think about the founding of UT Dallas, we were founded by the leaders of Texas Instruments, and these were innovative, idealistic, creative, entrepreneurial type people. And that's exactly the fabric that you will find at UT Dallas. And one of the department's graduates, Dr. Rodriguez, got his PhD at UT Dallas and started a company and just sold it for a whole lot of money. Not that we're all about money, but I think the moral of the story is you're going to get prepared for many different opportunities in life. And you're only going to miss out if you don't search out some of these opportunities. And so I'm delighted for those students who took the time this evening on a Thursday at 7, if you're in the central time zone, and some of you may be all around the world, but you took the time to join in, and that speaks volumes for who you are and how you're going to fare when you get here. So we're going to do everything we can to get you ready. If there are parents on, I always tell parents, you're going to send them to us, and we're going to send them back to you better and more independent. And they're going to pull on your purse strings a little bit less than they are right now, because we're going to teach them to fish for themselves. So it's an exciting time, and I'm delighted that the team invited me to come and welcome you. I'm not going to be able to stay the whole hour, but I'm going to stay a little bit. And Shalini, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dean Adams. Appreciate that warm welcome. And one thing I did want to tell you all, right? So to give you a brief flavor of what the department is like. So we have about 600 undergraduates in our program, and we have about 130 graduate students. There are 6 areas of research, because bioengineering can be anything to anybody. I'm sure all of you, when you pick this, you want to make a big impact to the society. The pandemic has taught us one thing: we do need bioengineering breakthroughs. The fact that the vaccine came out within a year tells you the amount of bioengineering breakthroughs, along with basically cell and molecular biology that happened to make that happen. So, or the fact that there was innovation in masks, there was innovation in ventilators, there was innovation in all aspects of managing the pandemic. So these are things that we all work in here in the department. So we do things from biomechanics to biomaterials to pretty much cell and molecular biology in the context of gene editing. And as you all know, that the Nobel Prize for Chemistry went to Dr. Dodler, as Jennifer Dodler from the University of California system. And so the big thing to keep in mind is that that again is a core area of our research. We just hired a new faculty member who's working in that area. And then of course we have the neural engineering piece, that for which we are very, very strong. We have bioimaging, where we do a lot of cancer-based work. And the other thing to remember is we are a joint graduate program with our sister medical school, UT Southwestern. So what we have done over the last 2-3 years is, some of you who might want clinical focused research, you have the opportunity to engage when you perhaps get to your junior year with UT Southwestern principal investigators. We have a mechanism which is piloted through our department, and you will meet some of the staff perhaps today, but in our later meetings, where we teach you or show you how you can partner and do some research in those labs. These are very important because many of you have aspirations to go to medical school. And so to seeing how the clinical enterprise works is a big opportunity for you. More importantly, enjoy your student life and your student experience here. It's not just about doing research, taking those heavy course loads. Bioengineering students take a lot of courses. It is true because a program requires you to do 128 semester credit hours. And you also want to do minors. You want to have all those experiences. And that's great. Absolutely do that. But enjoy your student life. We have the Biomedical Engineering Society, which is a student-run chapter, which allows you to have the social experience. There are a number of other groups and clubs within the department. We really, truly want you to have a well-rounded experience. And yes, if you participate in research, there are many opportunities to go to conferences, to network, and to present yourself and what you have achieved. Of course, we all need to learn tools to get to do this. That's what we start in our introductory sequence to biomedical engineering, and you'll get them from your instructors, Dr. Porter, Dr. Kubroy, and Dr. Myers. And after that, how do you build and develop your career from here? Keep in mind, you can do anything. You can do from studying a cell to studying the human. You can do any of that, and that's still bioengineering. So there are entire curriculum structured to help you learn and understand this. So with that, I'll turn it back to Dr. Porter. Welcome here. I'm truly happy you've decided to be a part of this UTD family and become a bioengineering comet. And we'll be super happy when you graduate and we can all do the whoosh together. Please learn how to do the whoosh. We're going to do it every single time. There, Dr. Porter is showing it to you. We're going to do it every single time for every event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And actually, I am going to turn this over briefly to Dr. Kubroy and let her introduce herself.
Well, hi everyone. I don't know whether my camera is working or not.
Not right now.
Oh, okay.
There it goes.
Hi everyone, I'm Sudha Kuproy. I'm one of the BMen LLC advisors and a teaching faculty in BMen department. My background is in electrical engineering and neuroscience, so I mainly focus on those courses that are related to math and engineering. So I'm sure we will have more time to get to know each other in our future events. But today, we only want to introduce ourselves very quickly, and we want to introduce our special guests to you. So one of the guests that we plan to introduce to you was Dr. Amy Walker. She is the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Education in our department. And she is one of the great professor in Material Science and Engineering department.
All the undergraduates who start in the Johnson School the Office of Undergraduate Education does the undergraduate advising, and the person who heads this is Dr. Amy Walker. She's our associate dean. She's also faculty. She's got a research program, but that's what she does. And she has there are a number of dedicated advisors in her office who advise bioengineering students. They understand your degree plan or your study plan. They know how the course progression is going to go. So you end up working with advisors from her office. And I'm not an expert in how the mechanism works. I'm not going to give information that may be not correct. So in a follow-on session, we will have those advisors, I think, come and speak to you all on terms of how they do advising. But basically, that's where you get your advising on what courses you select for the upcoming semester. Then there are things like, is it the right section? If the section is full, how do we manage your pretty much study plan and your plan for that semester? All of that happens. And we at the back end help out the office, their office. So we in the department do not do undergraduate advising, but we work pretty much as hand in glove with them to be able to make sure that the right number of sections are open, the right number of courses are offered, and you're able to meet your graduate plans in an appropriate manner, such that we are all targeting a 4-year graduation. However, we understand engineering is where you want to explore, learn a lot of math. If that happens, then you get done perhaps in 5 years. As our dean likes to say, we don't want to teach you to build only half a bridge, right? You do need to know how to build a whole bridge. Of course, here we are dealing with humans. It's far worse than bridges. If you mess up, it's very problematic. So we would really want you to learn it appropriately. Use the opportunities to do research and to try to do internships. So these are all various things that our BME and 1100 instructors will talk more to you about. And this whole idea about the LLC, you would get to talk and discuss this throughout your first year freshman experience. So that's what briefly, in a nutshell, how undergraduate advising occurs. And back to you, Dr. Porter.
Can I add something, Shalini?
Sure, go ahead.
For undergrad students, any of the rules or any special circumstances that you may find yourself facing, Dr. Walker's office is the place that you start. So if you have a family emergency and you have to go home and be gone a month, if you have to withdraw suddenly from school, if you're having a problem with a professor in a classroom, if a professor's not giving you a syllabus or they have mistreated you in any way, all of those matters are handled at Dr. Walker's office. If you have questions about scholarships, if you have questions about the fast track program, all of that's handled in Dr. Walker's office. And they will actually explain to you how they structure advisors. So they have advisors that are specifically trained to work with you if you're a bioengineering student versus if you're a computer science student. And so they'll make sure that you get to the right person. And then that will be, that will be your advisor. You may have one of two people as your advisor, but it's a very systematic way. So don't feel like there's nobody out there for you to reach out to. There absolutely is, but you should think about their office as all things undergraduate as you are going through, whether it be first year, second year, third year, fourth year, etc. So I just wanted to make sure I added that. Thanks, Shalini and Ben.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you both. And I will just add, so we do have the upcoming event on July 22nd is when we will have the academic advisor team here with us for the first 10 minutes. So they'll introduce themselves and answer any questions that you have about just kicking it off and starting the first year. So be sure you attend that one too. It'll be a good event. So next, I would like to introduce Dr. Myers. So Katie, if you'd like to jump on and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm Katie Myers. I am also one of the LLC Living Learning Community Coordinators. I am also an instructor for the intro labs. So if you're taking 1100 in the fall, you'll either be seeing myself or Dr. Porter as your instructor. So I'm excited to get to meet you all. It is my pleasure to introduce Nuri Anwar. She is an undergraduate student in the department, and she is here as a representative of a student-run organization, BMES. It's also known as the Biomedical Engineering Society, They hold a lot of events on campus throughout the year. It's a great opportunity for students to get involved and to network, meet upperclassmen, get to meet other students, like-minded students, and they hold a lot of events. So I highly recommend it. So with that, Nuri.
Hi, Dr. Myers. Thank you for the introduction. As she said, my name is Nuri Anwar. I'm currently a junior, but no, I'm sorry, I'm a rising senior in biomedical engineering, and I am the president of BMES for this upcoming school year. As Dr. Meyer mentioned, BMES is an opportunity. It's a club that provides many opportunities, both academic, volunteering, if you need help with classes, if you want to learn how to network for the industry, if you're interested in pursuing that, or if you need help with applications for graduate school. We provide all those resources. We have plenty of different committees such as philanthropy and tutoring and industry, and basically like education. If you need help like planning your 4 years or however many years you're going to be at UT Dallas, we have something for everyone, no matter what you're looking for. If you need any resource or just anyone to talk to, if you want to meet more biomedical engineers, BMES is a great way to start. I know I've met plenty of people outside of my normal classes who are also biomedical engineers. Like maybe they're not the same school year as me, but I've met people who are older and younger. It's been a really great experience kind of meeting everyone, and the bioengineering community at UT Dallas is so great. And everyone, faculty, students, staff, like everyone's super helpful. So feel free to join. You can check out our Instagram at UTDBMES, and there's an email to our mailing link in the bio. So you can sign up for that and hear about all the events that we have upcoming for the school year. We have a lot planned since hopefully we're going to be back on campus. And I really am passionate about BMES and about BME in general. So if you have any questions about the student experience, feel free to reach out. And I'm really excited for everyone to start their journey in bioengineering at UT Dallas, because I really could not have found a better school to help me grow and help me learn. And like I said before, everyone's super supportive. So feel free to reach out to anyone. Everyone's so helpful. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And I'll just add, they're a very active organization. BMES chapter that we have is fantastic. So they help, well, they organize the career fair that we have annually, bringing in different companies that can talk to the students about jobs and internships, and a variety of just other events. So definitely check them out. They're a great place to get started, great place to start making your friends and other contacts. Sorry about that. So thank you, Nuri. That was fantastic. Next, I would like to introduce Ms. Carrie Burns. She is our director of our Career Center on campus, and it is never too early to start thinking about how to build up your career. So I'm going to let her describe all the great different services that they have, because there's a ton, and I certainly can't remember all of them. So welcome, Carrie. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Dr. Porter. You're definitely going to have to make sure I stay on time, because like you said, we have tons of services. Don't think I'll get through all of them in 5 minutes. So I want to give you a quick snapshot. Like Dean Adams said earlier, when you're thinking about your career, the things that you're going to study in the classroom when you get to UT Dallas, your journey is going to go by pretty quickly. But it's also going to allow in those 4 years or 5 years or however long it takes for you to finish your program, tons of career opportunities and internship opportunities and experiential learning opportunities to expand your horizons. And so our office, if you're coming in knowing exactly what you want to do, we want to help support that, because you may know what you want to major in and what you want your career path to look like, but you may not know how to market yourself. And you're going to have to be competitive, not just with the students that are sitting next to you in the classroom, but against all students across the country that are getting similar degrees and getting similar experiences. And so we want to make sure you know how to market yourself through your resumes, your cover letters, your interviewing skills. And you're going to need to leave this program and leave school with some experience. So inside the classroom, you're going to have a lot of hands-on opportunities, but we also want to expose you to those internships and externships, which is a great way for you to meet employers that can provide job shadowing opportunities, set up informational interviewing. You may have an idea of what these roles look like, but if you haven't done it before, if you haven't gotten your hands dirty, you don't know what that culture is going to look like in those different fields. And so we want to help you with that. We don't expect you to come in with this vast network of professionals in these careers, and we can help with that. Handshake, if you take nothing away from my presentation today, is remember Handshake. Handshake is going to be your your portal into everything at the University Career Center. We have opportunities for you to sign up for all of our events that are offered throughout the year, workshops that are going to be held virtually and in person to give you that flexibility. You're going to find out about all the career fairs that are going to have employers that even in your freshman year, they want you to come and network with them just to have a conversation. So don't feel like you have to wait until your sophomore year, your junior year, your senior year. We want you to come as soon as you step foot on campus and start networking, build your network and your professional network. And you're going to find out about all those opportunities in Handshake. You are automatically enrolled in Handshake the minute you register for classes. So if you are a current student, a returning student, an incoming student, and you have registered for classes, we recognize you as a student, and your Handshake account is available as early as 24 hours after you are enrolled in classes, and you have access to that after graduation as an alum. You do have to graduate. So if you leave us, you're not going to have access. But as long as you're a student and you graduate from UT Dallas, you have access as an alum to all of our services in the Career Center. And so Handshake is a great avenue. One of the reasons that we stay with Handshake, it's the #1 CRM system for career services. It's going to provide career and internship opportunities across the globe. So our employers that recruit with us are recruiting at schools and competitive schools across the country. And so you're not just going to find out about DFW area employers. You're going to find out about those global employers, companies you've never even heard of, and being flexible. And as we all know, what this pandemic has taught us is that employers are looking for employees and interns that might be remote. They don't necessarily have to live in Colorado to work in Colorado. And I think that the nature of work has changed indefinitely. So start looking now, connect with us. Another piece that I want to leave with you is that we have career consultants in the Career Center that are assigned to each college. So build a relationship with those career consultants. You can't see anyone in our office, but we think it's important to have career consultants that are learning best practices and can talk about the different employers and what they're looking for. Because even though we can say that no matter what field you're going into, our employers are looking for similar things as far as leadership skills, communication skills, technology skills, regardless of what field you're in. But then there's also those hard skills and those essential skills that employers are looking for based on your major. And we want to have that conversation. We want to talk about what you're learning in the classroom and how that translates into a marketable skill to put on your resume and talk about in a upcoming interview. We want to help with your interviewing skills. We have an online mock interview system called Interview Stream. You can practice it whenever you want to, 24/7. No software needed. You just need internet access and a webcam, and you can practice answering questions. Even if it's to go to grad school when you finish your undergrad program, you can answer grad school questions as well. And then, follow up with someone in the office if you want to do a more live, realistic interview based on an upcoming job that you actually have. So again, I could go on and on about all of the resources that we have. Dr. Porter knows that. Partner with us. Do not wait until right before you graduate. It'll be too late then. We want to have conversations with you about what do you want your resume to look like before you graduate. And now's the time to start thinking about that, not when all of the opportunities may have passed you by if you didn't take advantage of those. We want to talk to you about what student organizations and how to be an active participant in those organizations, how to get an opportunity to network with employers early on, informally and formally, and help facilitate those conversations. So again, come to the University Career Center. We'll be back August 2nd on campus at 100%. But you will still be able to utilize our online resources indefinitely. Check out our website. There's an online resource page. And again, as soon as you're enrolled in classes, you will have access to all of our resources that students have access to, from looking at career guides, looking at specific interview questions that employers are looking for, and you want to start practicing those now, to all the different career paths that are available based on your major, and have a conversation with us. And you can schedule an appointment in Handshake.
Okay, so the next part of the event, we actually want to introduce a great program that we have in our department. those of you who likes real life projects, you will love this part. So I want to introduce to you Andrea Tukati. She's the program director for UT Design Epix. So I let Andrea tell you what that acronym means and what they have in their program.
Thank you, Sude. I put a very short presentation, so I'm going to share my screen with all of you. Hopefully, you can see it now.
Yes.
Great. Thank you again, Sude. My name is Andrea Tukati. I am the program director of a very cool program called Epix, which stands for Engineering Projects in Community Services. So, what is Epix? Epix is a program that allows our students to work on real-world, hands-on problems while helping the community. That means that we partner with nonprofit organizations that have a technical need. Most of the time, these nonprofit organizations do not have a technical knowledge or the means to solve their problems. So we provide them with a team of our UTD students to work toward the solution for that problem. So our students work toward the solution of that problem, which will allow at the end of the day for those nonprofits to better serve their clients. To do that, our students research the problem and then they design, build, and deliver a final product. So how do you participate in Epix? Epix is a class, so you have to register in EPCS 2200 if you want to work on those projects that will help the community. In that course, students learn the human-centered design process where they design and solve problems having the client in mind, learning to empathize with them to get the best solution needed. And the cool thing is that this is open to everybody from freshmen to senior students. So I wanted to mention a couple of projects that we are working or we worked in the past. One is with My Possibilities, which is an education center for adults with learning and physical disabilities. We have worked with the art program to provide their students with a drawing surface that is comfortable, it's safe, and promotes independence. So our students created an easily and adjustable art table for the adults with limited mobility, such as the wheelchair restrictions. And the table has a switch control to raise, lower, and rotate that table. Another nonprofit that we are working with is Early Wheels. They provide very young children with mobile disabilities with affordable equipment to enable them to move around and explore their environment. So our students first retrofitted a 4-volt toy car, and now they are working on modifying a hoverboard to allow the child with physical disabilities to be able to transport themselves via just a joystick with while also having additional parental control for safety. And the last project I wanted to mention is the one that we are working with the Autism Treatment Center. They have tasked our team to design a product to assist people with autism to calm them down when they experience sensory overload. So they were given several constraints, such as the product has to be comfortable, durable, washable, and it has to have an ample range of motion. So the students are developing an app that controls a pressure cuff that is worn on the individual's upper arm. And that cuff is inflated with an air compressor mounted on that cuff, and it is controlled with the app. So if you want to learn more about Epix, please send me an email or visit our website. Over there, we have all the 20 different projects our students are working on, so you can get more information about all the different projects we have. or email your academic advisor. They know about Epix and they will be able to advise you when to take the class and if it is good for you. So thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Our next speaker I get to introduce is Dr. Rodriguez. She is a research faculty member in the department. Her research focuses on biomaterials for orthopedic and dental applications. And she's going to talk to you all a bit about some of the research on campus and how you, as a student, could potentially get involved in research labs on campus, which is something that I highly recommend.
Thanks, Katie, for the introduction. Welcome, everyone. We are very excited to meet you all in the fall and finally in person. So I'm very excited about that. So as Katie mentioned, I teach biomaterials related classes. I also do research in that field. I am an associate professor with the department, and I have been with UTD for the past 9 years. And prior to joining UTD, I used to work for the medical device industry. So I also have a little bit of experience in the process of design and development of medical devices. And I always try to bring that flavor or the industry process to the classroom and try to make these classes very interactive. So the biomaterials class that you will have later on will touch base on those aspects of the biomaterials and medical devices. So I specifically teach the biomaterials and medical device classes 4360. So you get to interact with me later on when you take this class. I also lead the Bond Lab, which stands for Biomaterials for Osseointegration and Novel Engineering, where I have a number of graduate and undergraduate students engaged in the field of dental and orthopedic biomaterials. We work with dental implants, we work with hip implants, knee implants, total joint, and we are mostly focused on developing novel biomaterials and technologies to enhance integration with the host tissue. But until we meet in the classroom, I just wanted to make myself available to you to discuss about the importance of undergraduate research for your professional preparation, and also to give you an idea of the numerous opportunities that we have in our department and school for undergraduate students interested in engaging in research projects. Particularly, I'll be very happy to guide you on how to approach your professors, how to identify laboratories that you are interested, or how to find projects that may be aligned with your professional and academic interests. So during my time here at UTD, I had the opportunity to work with many undergraduate students in my lab. Many of them actually started very early on, first or second semester at the university, and they stayed in the lab long term until they graduated. And in fact, some of them actually stayed for grad school. They completed either their master's or PhD programs. So I have a lot of experience working with undergrads and engaging them in research. And also a number of these undergraduate students got accepted in top dental and top medical schools, also in top graduate programs, because of the unique opportunities that undergraduate research provided them. So I just wanted to make myself available. Feel free to reach out to me with questions as you get more acquainted with our classes, with our program, our labs. I'll be very happy to make you aware of these great opportunities that we have, and hopefully get everyone excited about undergraduate research in our department and even in other departments in our school. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. So she is one of our really, really good teachers. She just won a fairly large award, the Provost Teaching Award on campus. So if you do have a chance to take her class, I fully recommend it. She's an amazing teacher. So thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
So our last speaker I'm very happy to introduce is Dr. Todd Polk. He is the director, I believe, that's the director of our senior design project. So many of you probably already know, when you come into the bioengineering department, you have a 2-semester long project, and he is the guy for it. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Polk, and Take it away.
Thanks, Dr. Porter. So hi, everybody. Let me add my welcome to the welcome that you've been getting from everybody else this evening. I'm at somebody else's house and their phone's ringing, so just ignore their caller ID going off on us here. But yeah, I wanted to welcome all of you here to UTD, our freshmen incoming, and of course our transfer students. They saved, I'd say, the best for last. And by that, I don't mean me, I mean senior design. Our senior design program we call UT Design, as you heard Andrea mention a few minutes ago. We are doing our best to get you prepared to go out and take that next big step into your first career position. So we know a lot of you here in biomed go to grad school or to professional school. We'll help get you ready there as well, but our real focus is getting you prepared to go out and be a real working engineer. So all of our projects are sponsored by industry. For those of you who are interested in materials or biomedical devices or biomechanics, we have projects every year that cover the gamut of those projects. So we are well known actually around the country. Our teams have won 9 straight national competitions after the end of senior design that we've competed in. We just competed in a 10th one last week. We're waiting to hear the results, but expect it to be a streak of 10 now. So our program's really well. We get you guys really well prepared to go out and join industry. For those of you who are interested in Epix that Andrea talked about, if you come up to SPN, you'll see the space where all the senior design teams live and work. So if you happen to do Epix in the next couple of years, come on up there and say hi to me. My office is there in the UT Design studio. I'd be happy to talk with you about anything along the way throughout your college career if you need to. And then certainly for your senior year, so transfer students in another year or so, and freshmen in 3 years, I'll look forward to seeing all of you. I always like to joke with you that you don't get out of here without coming through me, but you got to take senior design. It's required, but it's the most rewarding experience you're going to have here at UTD, I think. The chance to work on a large open-ended engineering project for a real customer to get you prepared to go out and be functioning and be good in the industry. We got some feedback from one of our former students the other day. She started at a new job with a couple of graduates from Purdue. And the manager started talking about agendas and minutes and action items and all the things that we work with you, wanted to get you ready for. And she was the only one that knew what he was talking about. So hopefully we're doing a good job of getting you all prepared. You might notice the background. It really doesn't apply for today. This is our commencement celebration background from this spring. And I put it up for a very specific reason. When you finish senior design, we'll have a celebration. And then you're pretty much ready to graduate. So this is kind of the culmination. Senior design is called capstone for a reason. It's usually the biggest thing you'll do during your undergraduate career. And I look forward to meeting all of you in 1 or 2 or 3 years, however long it takes you to get here to be a senior, and to sign up for the 2-semester sequence in senior design. So look forward to meeting you all. If you get far north on campus to SPN, feel free to come visit. Thanks.
Thank you. So I will say, and I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, that we've actually had alumni who have enjoyed the senior design so much that they've come back and have mentored students and or have actually helped create projects for students to continue on.
Both.
Yes.
Both.
So
yeah. We work with a wide range of companies, and it's they come back and give back and also bring projects back, which gives us something good for our next group to do. You bet.
Excellent. Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. So that is all of our scheduled speakers. I should actually, before we get to questions, wrap up and say, we've mentioned the Living Learning community a couple times. For those of you who are not a part of that or unfamiliar with it, it is the group of students who are living on campus. It's set up to where they can actually live along the same floor in our campus apartments there. And we group the students together for certain classes and everything. So even if you're not in that, though, we will have plenty of programming throughout the year that is aimed at improving our first year experience, that is aimed at improving your experience with bioengineering, period, regardless if you're a first year student or not. So we really look forward to getting into that. It'll be a blast, especially to be back in person. So having said that now, we would like to go ahead and open it up for questions. So if you have any, please feel free to raise your hand or type them in the chat, and we will help entertain them or answer them. That's probably the better phrase. Question is, when will we collaborate with other engineering students on the senior project, like other engineering fields?
The answer is yes, Alejandro. We actually currently we teach the biomedical and mechanical senior design together. So you'll be in the same big cohort with the mechanical engineers. We found that many of our projects overlap and need both disciplines. So there's gives you a wider range of projects to bid on that you're interested in as well. Beyond that, you guys have all the skills we need other than some of the hard mechanical skills. So we don't collaborate too much with anybody else.
While anybody is thinking of any other questions, I want to go ahead and tell you about our next event on July 22nd. So that is also going to be a Thursday, and we'll also start at 7 p.m. Central Time. We have a couple things going on with that, but the main focus is on how to be successful during your first year and then on your career throughout your time at UT Dallas. So we'll meet the academic team, the academic advising team, hear from them for a little bit, and then we have two actual panels that you can interact with and post some Q&A to, some questions, and get some answers from them. The first group will be faculty members and a current PhD student, and then an actual recruiter, I believe from MetaSource, who will tell you what you can be doing throughout your time at UTD to help prepare for whatever it is you want to go into, whether that be research, or if you're interested in going into the medical field, or if you are interested in just going into industry. So they'll help with some advice for that. And then the following panel will be comprised of juniors and seniors, current students, who can tell you some kind of like tips and tricks about what will help to make it through your first couple of years here on campus with us. I'm not seeing any other questions. I would like to go ahead and thank our speakers again for joining us tonight, and thank you to all of our guests for attending. We hope this will be the first in many of our meetings. I think, we do have one more question. Can we elaborate more on the UT Southwestern and bioengineering thing? So the relationship with UT Southwestern.
Okay, I guess can you hear me? I hope you
Yes.
can. All right, so I'm having some internet instability, so I'm not going to be able to turn on video. But yeah, so UT Southwestern and UT Dallas have a joint graduate program. The UT Southwestern Medical School is just getting ready to hire their first inaugural department head for their new department of biomedical engineering, which will be very much clinical translational research focused. UTD and UT Southwestern jointly are building a new building in the medical school campus for which the groundbreaking is going to happen pretty soon. So these are all new opportunities on the horizon. So what do we have right now? If you go and finish up your undergraduate degree, there's a big opportunity, and I'm going to tell it to you today. Remember to ask your advisor, and definitely remember to ask all your faculty. This is the fast track opportunity, the opportunity of earning a master's degree with an additional 1 year. So it's a 4+1 opportunity, and you have to take a certain number of courses and earn a particular GPA to become eligible. So start talking to your advisor from day one to be figuring this out. This opportunity gets you into our master's program. And what that does is that then gives you the opportunity then to earn a joint graduate program, a graduate master's degree, or eventually maybe even a graduate PhD degree with UT Southwestern. If you're an undergrad, and typically it's the time you hit junior year, you want to do research, perhaps with a clinical focus. Many of the UT Southwestern principal investigators who have a biomedical science or an engineering focus, they come to UTD, Department of Bioengineering, and we develop these projects. And so then there is this pairing and matching that occurs. All of this is done within the department. And I think Dr. Willis didn't join us today, but hopefully she will join us in one of the follow-on events, and you can probably Ben have her talk about this, of how we do that pairing. We have piloted this program over the last 2 years, and we've had over 30 graduates, undergraduate students primarily in the junior year, experience this. So this allows you to earn research credits with UT Southwestern principal investigators and goes onto your resume in your undergraduate transcript. But should you go on and do a master's program with us, then those opportunities grow. And perhaps you might decide to do a PhD, perhaps with the UT Southwestern principal investigator, perhaps with one of us. So quite a few of our undergraduate students have gone on to do PhD. Right now in our labs, there are 6 current
students who started as undergrads and are now doing their PhD. 2 of them are LSAM fellows, and 2 of them are Eugene McDermott graduate fellows. These are very respected fellowships that are given at the graduate level. And this also talks about minority participation. So lots of exciting opportunities, but basically, in a nutshell, that's how we work with UT Southwestern.
Thank you for answering that. We did also have another question that was asking for examples of bioengineering senior design projects. There is a website that was listed in the chat. That is the utdallas.edu/utdesign. If you go there, you can see some of the previous projects, including ones that have won some of the awards. So definitely worth checking out. Or you can even schedule a time with Dr. Polk to go by and see the workshop and discuss some of the projects. We had another question. Is there a suggested course outline for bioengineering students that are also pre-med? I believe there actually is, but it's something that we would have to speak with your academic advisors about. So when we have them on the 22nd, we can pick their brain a little bit further about that. Well, seeing that there are no more questions, we'll go ahead and call it a night. So thank you to everyone. Katie, do we have the survey?
We'll send a link out via email.
Okay, great. So we are going to send out an email with a link to a survey as well as to the recording of tonight's talk. If you don't mind giving us a little bit of feedback about how helpful this was or how not helpful this was, we would appreciate it because we're always looking to improve and we want to make sure that we cover any questions that we didn't get in the future. Other than that, thank you all very much for coming, and I look forward to seeing you in person and in July again online, but more in person. Can't wait to get there. So, night, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.